Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Devale, and today we're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, I just watched the movie. It is opening weekend, and I will say the movie was amazing. Now, it was better than I expected it to be. Guardians 1 was an awesome movie. Guardians 2 was a lot of lackluster, and it wasn't as good. But Guardians 3 is on that same level as Guardians 1, maybe even better. But what I will say is love or hate James Gunn, he's a great director. The movie was shot beautifully. The character pacing was good, and basically, I got nothing bad to say about the movie. As far as the movie goes, the plot. Now, this is a story about the High Evolutionary and how he, through experimentation, pretty much made Rocket, and he discovers Rocket's still alive, and he decides, you know what, I want my property back. So he sends Adam Warlock to go retrieve Rocket. Now, Adam Warlock, if you guys don't know, in the comics, Adam Warlock is a super powerful cosmic being. He's wielded the Infinity Gauntlet. He has the Soul Gem in his forehead. He can go toe-to-toe with like the likes of Thanos with not even break a sweat. So, in the movie, though, it's a little bit different. Maybe it's a power battery in his head. We don't know. They don't never explain it, but he has a gem in his head. We don't know what that is. But anyways, he goes to get Rocket, and in the ensuing melee, he hurts Rocket pretty bad. He fights Drax and Nebula. I was gonna say Gamora. He fights Nebula, Drax. It's an awesome fight scene to open the movie up, like first act. And I was like, wow, this movie's amazing already. But anyways, he hurts Rocket, and the whole story of the movie is them going to the High Evolutionaries base to try to, save Rocket's life. So throughout the movie, there's a lot of like crazy fight scenes, crazy sights, like you see animal-human hybrids. That's the High Evolutionary's shtick, if you don't know. He breeds animals and stuff like that, among other experiments on humans and mutants and other things like that. But they go to find this cure. Throughout the movie, there's like an underlying backstory where Peter Quill is trying to reconnect with Gamora. And, that's a hilarious part of the movie. He keeps trying to get her to remember, and she's like, I don't know that person. And he's like, we did this, we did that, you love me. And she's like, no, and she keeps shutting him down. So that's a cool part of the movie. Like, what's going to happen there, you don't know. Drax is hilarious. Him and Mantis's relationship, like, you see there's something there. They're always flirty. But Drax is stupid, so he just says some dumb stuff. It makes you laugh. He's dancing, having a good old time. Batista does a great job with Drax. They picked like the perfect casting for this movie. Like, everybody's cast it perfectly. Like, obviously through the 3 films, you see as their characters grow, it's pretty much like they're a family. And you see that family come together when they need them most. And this time, it's Rocket's hurt. The family comes together. Peter Quill's like the leader of that family. And I think that's one thing that James Gunn captured like perfectly in the movie. Now, the High Evolutionary as a villain, he's, I would say he did a great job. He played the villain well, like just pure evil. Like, some villains have redeeming factors where you could be like, maybe he'll turn a new leaf. Not this guy. This guy's just pure evil. He's a dick. He's killing stuff. Hey, that experiment didn't work. Killed him. Oh, hey, that experiment looks like it worked, but it's not perfect. Blow them up. And you get the sense like, okay, he's super powerful, because it says in the movie like a bunch of people worship him as a god. And even Adam Warlock, like, Adam tries to like come at him, and he just kind of like throws him aside like he's nothing. Just picks him up with some energy beam, blasts him into a wall. He's like, Adam who? So the guy's pretty powerful. But throughout the whole movie, you get the sense that he's like super arrogant, and maybe that's going to be his downfall. Don't want to ruin too much. Anyways, he has some pretty cool sub-bosses, like mutated turtle and a mutated hog. I got the sense like, hey, these are Ninja Turtle ripoffs, like Bebop and like Leonardo or something. But it's not. They don't want to get sued. It's Warhog. It's not Bebop. I found that pretty cool, though, the way that they took those and like subtle hints there. Anyways, obviously, they're gonna save the day. They save Rocket's life, and there's this huge battle with the High Evolutionary, and I forgot Cosmo's in the movie. Cosmo's like a cosmonaut dog who's psychic and has like telepathic powers, telekinesis. Um, I liked Cosmo as a character. I also like the fact that they brought in some of the original Guardians of the Galaxy, like Starhawk, who's played by Sylvester Stallone. Um, he was in the movie. And then the guy made of diamonds, I forget his name. He's one of the original Guardians, like from when I grew up in the '90s. Vance Astro and Starhawk and all those guys. So they had some cameos from some of those Guardians. Obviously, Yondu's dead, but he actually makes a quick cameo appearance in the movie, in a vision. So I like the way they tied everything together. There was a great send off for the characters. Spoiler alert, no one dies, which I thought somebody was definitely going to die. For me personally, out of like a 1 to 10, I give this movie like an 8. But as far as Marvel goes, I think this is a turn in the right direction, because the last few years Marvel movies have been kind of lackluster, and Black Panther was meh, Shang-Chi, all right, Doctor Strange, like over the past like 2-3 years, the movies have been kind of blah since Endgame. I think this is the first movie or TV show since Endgame, because She-Hulk is alright, but nothing to write home about. But as far as like the MCU's been going in the last couple years, I feel like this is a step in the right direction. This is getting it back to the old MCU where the movies were good, it was shot great, the story was great, the characters was great, special effects was great, because that Thor, that was a dumpster fire. Anyways, out of 1 to 10, I give this 8. And spoiler alert at the end of the movie, if you don't like spoilers, get out of here. After credit scene, Adam Warlock ends up joining the Guardians, so I feel like he'll be back. Peter Quill will be back. The other Guardians, not so sure. But anyways, I just wanted to talk to you guys about Guardians of the Galaxy, my thoughts on the movies. Do I think this will save the MCU? Probably. Like, if all the movies from here on out are on that level of excellence, then I think the MCU is in a good place. If this is the jumping point and a turning the corner point, then I think the MCU will be great and rebound and do great moving forward. But if it goes back to like Miss Marvel type stuff, then we're doomed. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm out. Peace.